Um, my finger slipped and I accidentally stopped the video that I made last, and I have to start another one as a continuation of what I'm saying in the previous one. I'm sorry about that. I want to live in a country, in a world where human extraterrestrial hybrids, no matter in how they were made, have the right to live on Earth. Uh, and Hotep from 13 Signs Astrology and the www. The Real Vampire website with the German American vampire called Luna V. They said that these human extraterrestrial hybrids, I'm saying this because that's what they actually are. Um, these human extraterrestrial hybrids that they talk about, that people call vampires, have the right to exist as well. People have been brainwashed to view uh, these different types of beings, these human extraterrestrial hybrids, as monsters. Ram Hotep, Virgin Sign Astrology, and Luna V from the Real Vampire website, they said that vampires uh, are real and that they're human extraterrestrial hybrids and that they have abilities and a will, free will to do good and evil, and that they're not complete monsters, and it just depends on how they use their vampire powers and what they do as a vampire and their intentions with doing them. I I researched vampires around my late teens to early 20s, and I discovered vampires exist and that they're not all evil and that they're just human extraterrestrial hybrids that are a different type of sentient intelligent life form than a pure-blooded human like myself. And that what I was thinking, what I was going to do, which is kind of crazy, but also very unethical, was to become a vampire hunter and do what you would consider genocide, mass murder of vampires. Okay? I was going to go out and literally kill innocent people because I had a Knights Templar, Crusader, Divine Rightist, holier than thou Christian mindset because I come from a Baptist Protestant Christian community where they think that they have the moral authority and divine right to kill and destroy people that have different opinions and different ways of being moral than them. And when this black guy called Ram Hotep, who probably has connections with the occult underground within the government and stuff, and he probably gets his information from extraterrestrials, but he doesn't actually say that. Um, and this German American vampire, who is a woman, by the way, this is a female, Luna V. They said that vampires have right to life as well, that they are good and evil, and that vampires don't murder innocent, helpless human beings just to drink their blood and get the blood that they need in order to live. That they can kill and drink the blood of evil doers, like serial killers, and get the blood from cows instead. And also know from other sources, anonymous sources, because they don't identify themselves, but I don't like to mention them as much because where they're anonymous and stuff, I don't take them that seriously. They say that the United States military has vampire super soldiers. Uh, working with them. And I kind of see that as being somewhat credible because the United States military supposedly did very cruel and unethical thing of turning children into super soldiers with James Rink and Penny Bradley within the secret space program to send them out to go and kill for and with extraterrestrial beings. And the Nazis, the space Nazis, not Waffen. And they did to Penny Bradley, which was an asshole thing to do. The CIA put Alpha Draconian DNA, which is the DNA of one of the most horrific extraterrestrial species that have interacted with humans, the reptilians that David Icke talks about. They put a serum of Alpha Draconian DNA that would bind with hers to make her an Alpha Draconian human hybrid, along with the other people that they send to the Space Reich, the Space Nazis, Dr. Waffen, and the Nazis were pissed off. They really were, and they don't have any fucking trust and respect for our country's government at all, especially not the CIA. And I don't have any respect and trust for the CIA to the point I would work with Not Waffen to destroy the CIA because they do very shitty things. I just don't know what goes through the CIA's mind. I think they're a religious cult that Cliff High talks about. Cliff High said that when the CIA was the OSS, before they were created, that they were a bunch of religious nonsense Jews and also Christians, because the religious nonsense Jews always work with religious nonsense Christians because they're both two peas in the same pod as far as religious beliefs go. And I think that everything they fucking do has to do with a religious belief or a scripture that they follow with absolute mental insanity. And that there's just something really wrong about the CIA. If Nazis of all people, either space-based, galactic, German Empire knocked Waffen, Space Nazi Reich, or just regular ass neo-Nazis hate the CIA and don't trust the CIA. Maybe that makes the CIA even worse as far as evil is than even the Nazis are. Because I've been hearing from a lot of people, Nazis, Americans, and all kinds of people that the CIA has did horrible things to them and other people. That even other people that are evil, like Nazis, hate the CIA. Everybody hates them. Everybody does. And I'm wondering if their religious nut job mentality has caused them to become just absolutely mentally ill. Not even religious or spiritual, just fucking crazy. Like, harder than the Joker, Batman's Joker crazy. And I just keep wondering about these types of people that I hear about doing all kinds of horrible things. Even the CIA are the main agency that is doing this to us target individuals. And it's like all roads lead to Rome. Well, nowadays all roads lead to the CIA. When bad things happen, it usually has to do with the CIA at some point or another. So it's like the fucking CIA has made themselves a monster that everybody can be rationally superstitious and suspicious of. Because of their fucking evil and crazy shit they do. And I think the CIA probably has vampires working with them as well. I absolutely, without a shadow of doubt, the CIA, they know everything. They know about vampires, the Alpha Draconian extraterrestrials, they know about Black Goo, everything. Everything. And they probably are the agency that works with the Men in Black, if not created the Men in Black with extraterrestrials. And that's why the Men in Black, they kind of act like the CIA, and why the CIA kind of acts like the Men in Black. This is why I hate the fucking CIA. They know everything, and they about know everybody's business. They're like the omnipotent Big Brother government. That's like 1984 Big Brother government, but with psychic abilities, and it is fucking nosy and curious, just so where they can find something to oppress and fucking control, because they're control freaks. They're mentally ill control freaks. And these are the types of people that I thought were in my head, putting voices and thoughts in my head with this effect on lithium V2K. Because of how fucking insane they go. And it's horrible. But a veteran, an old veteran who is from the same state of West Virginia that I'm in, Drake Bailey, when I talk to him about what I'm going through, he says that I'm being attacked by evil extraterrestrials, an off-world source that he won't tell me exactly who they are because he said it's classified. He just said that the people that are doing this to me are an evil force that are off planet, are an evil extraterrestrial force. And he said that they are unimaginably evil, and he said that I wouldn't even grasp by how evil they are. I kind of agree with him on this one a little bit, but at the same time not so much, because I have a very expanded imagination of how horrible the world can get just by me when I was little, ever since I was little, watching Halloween movies and horror movies, along with science fiction shows that have horror aspects to it. And I'm a vampirologist, or was a vampirologist, who studied the paranormal phenomenon and the supernatural being called vampires and vampirism. I have a very expanded mindset of what is and isn't possible, especially when it goes down to something being a predator or a parasite that has to kill, destroy, or just exploit in general somebody or something else that is also a living thing. I know a lot about evil and about parasitism, parasites and stuff, which is why I was OCD when I was little, because I knew how horrible the world was, because vampires, along with nature's parasites and creepy crawlies like spiders, ants, and worms, taught me that there's a whole lot of other stuff out there in the world besides savannah and human beings that like to kill and eat stuff and that can hurt human beings. And that's why I was OCD, because I know that a lot of the stuff that I thought I should be scared of was stuff I couldn't see because it was too dark to see it. The vampires were too small to see it because they're germs or bugs. That I realized that the monsters that I should be afraid of are the unseeable, untangible ones that are there, that can do harm to you, but you can't see them because you're eyes, because people's eyes can only see so much. And that doesn't make me paranoid, it just makes me intelligent, and that I understand that my vision is not like other types of life forms vision, that I can't see in the dark, I can't see at night. Like a vampire can. I don't have heat vision like a snake does. I don't have the ability to see microscopic life forms like a virus or a bacteria like a microscope, especially electronic microscope can. But not everything that exists that I can see. I can't see a star that's millions of light years away. I can't see a planet and everything on it that's millions of light years away that's around that star. And that's why I got into studying UFOs and extraterrestrials, because I was saying if I can't see every single planet in the galaxy or the universe to know which ones have life on them, which ones don't, I can at least try to study the extraterrestrial life forms that come from one of those planets or some of those planets that people talk about. And that would make me just as aware as their presence and aware of some presence of different types of sentient intelligent life and life in general in the universe than know nothing. And that's why I decided to go down the bunny rabbit holes of the UFO and extraterrestrial communities, just for me to be aware of who's who out there in the universe, who is friend and who is foe. And when I did all this research, the beings that I was afraid of and thought were an enemy actually were friends or neutral. And the ones that I thought were my allies, the good guys, were actually fucking evil monsters that I was brainwashed into believing were good and in doing things in my best interest. And when I did all this research, it also expanded my mind to just how vast and complicated the entire universe is, to the point I realized that I can't even fathom to be able to fix the universe or find a miracle cure or a miracle fix that fixes the entire universe, and that I need to get rid of that mentality that I used to have as a kid, that I can magically make everything better just by doing something. And I need to realize that the universe is so difficult that you have to do a lot of things, and you just have to have somebody else do the job for you. That is, if you can, because the universe, the world, is just too fucking difficult. And one can only have so much energy and time and resources to take care of so much problems. Because I have an OCD of wanting to fix people's problems, because it makes me feel like a good person, and it makes me feel like I have a purpose in life. Like I'm not just a waste of space, not just a random ass baby kid that my mom gave birth to. Especially since she's a narcissistic mom. I need something to do with my life. Uh, and I think that fixing things is my best bet, because I like everything to function properly. Um, and my mind hackers tell me that vampires don't have the right to exist and that I should go out there and murder them. That I should go out and murder even Ra Imhotep of 13 Signs Astrology because he believes and thinks or knows based off the information he gets from other people, especially powerful people, because he evidently has connections. That they think, or they want me to think, or the extraterrestrial force that Drake Bailey told me that I'm being hit with, wants me to think that Ramhotep is a traitor to humanity and he's complicit with all the evils that vampires and human extraterrestrial hybrids generally talks about on his YouTube channel do to humans and other sentient intelligent life forms. That they want me to become xenophobic and discriminatory against vampires and other human extraterrestrial hybrids because they are more predatory and warrior based than humanity is. And that they want me to discriminate against them, like in Star Trek, the people would discriminate against the Klingons because the Klingons were violent and aggressive and a warrior based society where everything is about war and glory. Well, vampires in real life are like the Klingons. They are a warrior species that can survive in darker and colder environments than humans can, because they're human extraterrestrial hybrids, and the extraterrestrials that they've been spliced with and are hybrids of can survive in darker and colder conditions than humans can, and they're far stronger and can survive in violent, chaotic environments where everybody and everything is killing each other. Basically, the law of the jungle, dog eat dog, predator versus prey realm. That doesn't make vampires demonic. That's a Christian shit to say. Okay? They're human extraterrestrial hybrids. There ain't no fucking such thing as demons. If there was, they would just be extraterrestrials, species that live a very different existence than ours. Doesn't make them evil, and it doesn't mean that they don't have the right to exist either. And I'm just sick and tired of people discriminating against other life forms and other people because of how different they are and the different lifestyles that they have to live in order to survive and thrive. And this is what Ram Hotep talks about. He talks about vampires are actually the good guys and taught us a lot of things about the world. Um, he said that a lot of things in the world we wouldn't have without vampires. He said that all of us humans on planet Earth are vampires to some extent because we exploit the blood of planet Earth, which is oil, and that we also exploit animals. And we also, when we have sex, we take the energy from each other when we have sex, life force energy. And we take blood from each other with sex, like semen, vaginal fluids, and stuff. He says that basically we humans are fucking vampires as well, that we're vampiric like. And he was saying it with a face, like a no nonsense face, and was saying, it's like his face was saying something like, we humans are all vampires. We all have to exploit somebody or something in order to exist. Um, get the fuck over it. Deal with it. That's how the world is. And he's right. We humans are fucking parasites, no different than vampires. And there is a vampiric essence and aspect of existence itself. Look at these trees right here. They're fucking vampires. They suck the blood of the sun, called the light and radiation from the sun. They suck up the energy from the ground, the nutrients from the ground, and all a fucking tree is a straw with a suction cup called its roots that suck up the life force, the orgone chi energy around them. So even the fucking plants are kind of vampire-like. And trees, get this, they even fight each other over resources. They don't just share it, they also fight too. And when I hear Christians bitch and complain, and religious people in general bitch and complain about how certain cultures are inferior to them and are less moral, I'm saying, you're no different. You have a fucking God that sacrificed his child, who was a baby killer, sacrificed his child Jesus for our sins, which we are not as sinful. We are not sinful. I got an ant on me. We are not sinful beings. There is no such thing as a fucking sin. All there is in life is living things that are a little different and all have their different pros and cons, okay? You see these plants right here? These plants aren't perfect. Does that mean I have to fucking kill them all? No. All because my fellow human beings and even human extraterrestrial hybrids and extraterrestrials are not perfect. Does that mean I have to kill them all? Even over the most slightest and most minor differences and flaws? No. And that means I need to view people like this tree with flaws like this. Tree had its branches that are dead and expiring, and instead of destroying the tree, I'm just going to take off what's part of the tree that has rotted away or died. A rational solution to a problem. And this is what my mind hackers and gang stalkers don't want me to have. They don't like my rational, logical mindset towards how I treat other life forms. They want me to be like a genocidal Knights Templar on a crusade, destroying people, lying to people, and being an asshole to people that are different than me. That's what they want. And I'm not doing it at all, because that's not me. I'm not a Christian, I'm not a crusader, and I am not a bigot. I will not lash out, and I will not do something stupid out of hate and ignorance. Even if other people want to bitch and complain about me being evil or a bad person, because of who I choose to and not to destroy and not want to be around. Well, I think I'm getting attacked out here because I just felt a direct energy weapon hit my skull right now, and it felt my ears had some weight on it. I felt like I had a weight on my head. I felt like my head's being squeezed, and my ears were being demodulated as if I was about to lose my balance. So I'm going to go back home right now. Because they evidently know I'm talking to you guys by making this video for you. And they also know that I'm out here. And that was very creepy that I was being attacked way out here in the woods right now by a direct energy weapon. I think it's probably coming from that area, Wrangle right there, because where it was on my head. And also because there's an opening right there. Well, bye. Talk to you later. I'll make a part 3 video later, I think.